Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the countless decisions you face each day? I had a particularly bad week at work, feeling the weight of endless choices and mounting stress. To relieve some of that pressure, I decided to take a walk to the mall. While there, I was instantly attracted by a VR headset, feeling an urge to reward myself for surviving the tough week. Excited, I left the store, feeling a bit more satisfied and hopeful. Initially, I couldn't wait to explore all the virtual worlds it offered. However, as days passed, I realized the number of games and real-life applications just wasn't enough to keep me engaged long-term. Eventually, I found myself sitting in a corner, worrying about having to cut spending in other areas to make up for the money I had spent impulsively. Have you ever regretted an impulsive decision? If so, you're not alone. Navigating the world of choices can be exhausting, leading to decision fatigue and the fear of making the wrong move. But what if there was a way to transform how you make decisions, reducing stress and enhancing your resilience? In this video, we'll explore 7 daily Stoic decisions that can change your perspective forever, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with greater clarity and strength. If you find value in these insights, please like this video and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official for more transformative wisdom rooted in ancient philosophy. Let's embark on this journey together and discover how Stoicism can empower you to lead a more resilient and fulfilling life. 1. Navigating the world of choices. Making decisions based on fleeting emotions can often lead us astray. Reflecting back on my experience with the VR headset, I realized how easily emotions can drive our choices. In that moment of stress relief, the excitement and desire to reward me clouded my judgment, leading to a decision that ultimately caused more worry. This is a common scenario many of us face daily. Every day, we are bombarded with a constant barrage of decisions, both big and small. From choosing what to eat for breakfast to making significant career moves, the sheer volume of choices can be overwhelming. This endless stream of decisions demands our attention and energy, often leaving us feeling mentally exhausted. The pressure to make the right choice intensifies this experience. We fear making the wrong decision, worrying about the potential consequences and the judgment of others. This fear of failure and risk can paralyze us, preventing us from taking necessary actions or leading us to make hasty, uninformed choices. When we're constantly striving to make perfect decisions, the stress can become debilitating. Decision fatigue is another emotional toll we frequently encounter. As the day progresses, our ability to make decisions deteriorates, leading to impaired judgment and impulsive actions. This fatigue makes it harder to weigh our options thoughtfully, increasing the likelihood of mistakes and regret. Moreover, the fear of failure and taking risks often hold us back from pursuing our true desires and potential. We become so focused on avoiding mistakes that we miss out on opportunities for growth and fulfillment. This fear can stunt our personal and professional development, keeping us stuck in our comfort zones. Comparing ourselves to others exacerbates these challenges. In a world dominated by social media and constant connectivity, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth against others' successes. This comparison breeds insecurity and dissatisfaction, making it harder to make decisions that are truly aligned with our own values and goals. Additionally, an excessive focus on external factors can derail our decision-making process. When we prioritize others' opinions or societal expectations over our own needs and desires, we lose sight of what truly matters to us. This external focus shifts our attention away from our inner values and strengths, leading to decisions that don't reflect our authentic selves. Stoicism offers a powerful framework to navigate these overwhelming challenges. By mastering the circle of control, we can focus our energy on what truly matters and let go of what we cannot influence. This shift in focus reduces stress and enhances our ability to make deliberate, intentional decisions. Consider the emotional impact of decision fatigue. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize and simplify our choices, conserving our mental energy for what's most important. By recognizing the limits of our control and accepting that not every decision needs to be perfect, we can alleviate the pressure to make the right choice every single time. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to embrace resilience in the face of fear and risk. Instead of being paralyzed by the fear of failure, we can view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. This perspective transforms our approach to decision-making, making us more adaptable and courageous. By avoiding the trap of comparing ourselves to others, Stoicism helps us cultivate a strong sense of self-worth based on our values and accomplishments. This internal validation empowers us to make decisions that are aligned with our true selves, rather than those dictated by external expectations. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us to maintain focus on internal factors rather than being swayed by external distractions. By prioritizing our values and strengths, we can make decisions that foster personal growth and inner peace, rather than chasing fleeting external rewards. In summary, navigating the world of choices requires a balanced approach that prioritizes what we can control, manages our emotions, and aligns our decisions with our core values. Stoicism provides the tools and mindset necessary to achieve this balance, enabling us to make thoughtful, resilient, and fulfilling decisions every day. By integrating these Stoic principles into our daily lives, we can overcome the overwhelming pressure of constant decision-making and lead a more intentional, peaceful existence. 2. Master the circle of control. Focus on what really matters. In the whirlwind of daily decisions, it's easy to become entangled in matters beyond our influence. Reflecting on my own experience with the VR headset, I realized how quickly external factors can overshadow our true priorities. This is where the Stoic concept of the circle of control becomes invaluable. The circle of control is a fundamental Stoic principle that differentiates between what we can control and what we cannot. By directing our focus solely on the aspects within our influence, we not only conserve our energy, but also reduce unnecessary stress and enhance our overall effectiveness. Consider a scenario where an architect frets over how others perceive their designs. The external opinions and judgments are beyond their control, yet the quality and presentation of their work lie firmly within their sphere of influence. By shifting focus from uncontrollable external validations to controllable elements like design excellence and effective communication, the architect can achieve greater satisfaction and professional growth. Understanding the circle of control begins with defining the problem. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish our internal responses from external circumstances. When faced with a challenge, identify which parts you can influence and let go of what you cannot. This clarity prevents us from wasting energy on futile efforts and allows us to channel our resources more productively. Gathering information is the next critical step. In a world saturated with noise and misinformation, seeking reliable and actionable data is essential. Instead of succumbing to rumors or secondhand information, focus on obtaining direct feedback from trusted sources. This approach ensures that your decisions are based on accurate and relevant insights, enhancing their effectiveness. When evaluating options, prioritize those that fall within your sphere of influence. Assess each choice based on the elements you can control, minimizing concerns over external factors that you cannot change. This selective focus not only streamlines the decision-making process, but also empowers you to take meaningful action without being paralyzed by uncertainty. Sliding the decision involves committing to choices that align with your controllable factors. For instance, choose to present your ideas confidently, understanding that you cannot dictate others' reactions. This confidence stems from knowing that you have done everything within your power to ensure quality and clarity, allowing you to accept the outcomes gracefully, whatever they may be. Finally, evaluating the results requires reflection on your actions and their outcomes without dwelling on the uncontrollable aspects. Learn from your experiences, whether they lead to success or require adjustments. By accepting subjective feedback and focusing on continuous improvement, you cultivate resilience and adaptability, key traits for sustained personal and professional growth. Mastering the circle of control offers profound lessons for everyday life. It teaches us to prioritize our efforts on what truly matters, fostering a Stoic mindset that emphasizes intentional living and inner peace. By consistently applying this principle, we transform how we approach challenges, making our decision-making process more strategic and less emotionally driven. Imagine navigating a high-stakes project with a clear focus on controllable factors. Instead of being overwhelmed by potential risks and external pressures, you systematically address each aspect within your influence. This not only enhances your productivity, but also builds a resilient character capable of thriving amidst uncertainty. Moreover, embracing the circle of control aligns seamlessly with Stoic philosophy techniques aimed at enhancing mental health and personal resilience. It provides a structured framework for making better decisions, reducing anxiety, and fostering a sense of empowerment. This alignment ensures that Stoic practices remain relevant and practical in addressing modern challenges, making ancient wisdom accessible and applicable to contemporary life. In essence, mastering the circle of control is about reclaiming your agency in a world filled with uncontrollable variables. It empowers you to make deliberate, informed decisions that reflect your true values and aspirations. By focusing on what you can influence, you create a life of greater clarity, reduced stress, and enhanced fulfillment. This Stoic approach not only changes your perspective, but also equips you with the tools to navigate life's complexities with grace and strength. Integrating the circle of control into your daily routine transforms how you interact with the world. It shifts your focus from external validations to internal mastery, fostering a Stoic mindset that prioritizes personal growth and inner peace. This deliberate shift not only improves your decision-making process, but also enriches your overall quality of life, allowing you to thrive amidst the ever-changing sands of existence. 3. Control negative emotions. Make decisions with reason. Emotions are a double-edged sword. They can inspire action, but they can also blind us to what truly matters. When we let fleeting emotions take the wheel, decisions become impulsive, driven by excitement, fear, or anger. Looking back at the VR headset I bought, I remember the thrill of the moment, that quick rush of satisfaction after a tough week. It felt like the perfect fix for my stress. But when the excitement faded, reality set in. The headset sat unused in a corner, a silent reminder of a decision made in the heat of emotion. Instead of solving my problems, it added worry about wasted money and regret over a decision I didn't fully think through. This experience was a powerful lesson. The Stoics teach us that emotional control is at the heart of rational decision-making. It is not about suppressing what we feel. Emotions are natural, but about refusing to let them rule our choices. We must act with reason, not impulse. Only then can we make decisions that align with our values, goals, and long-term peace of mind. Imagine facing a challenging situation, harsh feedback at work, a heated argument, or a sudden financial strain. Your first response may be emotional. Anger, frustration, or fear rise to the surface, and you feel the urge to act immediately, maybe to defend yourself, make a hasty decision, or react out of spite. But emotions are temporary, and actions made in that state often leave us worse off than before. Stoicism teaches us to pause and lean into reason. When emotions flare, the first step is awareness. Recognize what you are feeling without judgment. Say to yourself, I feel anger. I feel fear. Acknowledging the emotion gives you power over it. The moment you name it, you create space between yourself and the feeling. That space is where clarity lives. It is where you can decide, what do I actually want to do here? For example, if a coworker criticizes your work in front of others, your immediate emotional response might be anger or embarrassment. Acting on that emotion could mean lashing out or shutting down. Neither helps you. Instead, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what are the facts? Is there truth in this criticism? How can I respond in a way that reflects who I want to be? By anchoring yourself in reason, you turn a moment of tension into an opportunity to grow stronger and respond wisely. Another Stoic practice for emotional control is shifting focus. Emotions often amplify things we cannot control, other people's opinions, external circumstances, or future uncertainties. But when you return your focus to what you can influence, you regain your center. For example, when faced with an overwhelming workload, fear might tell you it's impossible. Instead of spiraling, focus on what you can control, breaking the work into manageable steps, prioritizing tasks, and taking action. By doing this, you replace panic with progress. Reason also helps us evaluate choices through a wider lens. Emotions often demand immediate satisfaction, but reason reminds us to look further ahead. Ask yourself, will this decision serve me tomorrow? Will it align with who I want to be a year from now? Stoicism encourages us to choose what is wise over what is easy. True strength comes from thinking long-term, resisting emotional urges, and making choices that reflect your values. The Stoics remind us that emotions are visitors. They come and go. When you make decisions based on reason, you become the master of those emotions. Instead of being swept away by anger, fear, or excitement, you observe them, learn from them, and act intentionally. This practice builds resilience. It trains your mind to stay calm in chaos, steady in adversity, and clear when others falter. If you find yourself caught in an emotional moment, take a pause. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I feeling? What are the facts? What is the wisest action I can take? These few seconds of reflection can save you from hours or even years of regret. When we control our emotions, we reclaim our ability to choose. We respond instead of reacting. We align our actions with reason rather than impulse. This is where true freedom lives, not in eliminating emotions, but in mastering them. By doing so, we move closer to the Stoic ideal, a life of strength, clarity, and unwavering inner peace. 4. Live in the present. Avoid concern and worry. Our minds have a habit of lingering, clinging to past mistakes or obsessing over future uncertainties. These thoughts quietly chip away at our peace, clouding our judgment and leaving us stuck in a cycle of regret and worry. Stoicism reminds us of a powerful truth: the present moment is all we have. By choosing to focus on what's happening now, we can make clear decisions, free from the burdens of the past or the fears of the future. Looking back on my VR headset purchase, I vividly remember the emotional roller coaster. At first, there was excitement, a rush of satisfaction, but it wasn't long before the reality sank in. This wasn't something I truly needed. The novelty wore off, and the headset sat unused in a corner, a quiet reminder of an impulsive decision. I began to feel guilt. Why did I waste this money? And anxiety about having to cut back on other expenses to make up for it. Days turned into weeks as the regret festered. Finally, I made a decision. I sold the headset to a friend to recover part of the cost. At that moment, I learned an important lesson. Worrying about past mistakes serves no purpose. What's done is done. You can't rewrite decisions already made, but you can take action in the present. Selling the headset didn't erase my mistake, but it allowed me to reclaim some peace of mind. I let go of the regret and moved forward, lighter and clearer. This is the heart of living in the present. Too often, we let past failures or imagined futures control our lives. We replay mistakes like broken records, wishing we could change what's already done. Or we imagine worst-case scenarios that may never happen, paralyzing ourselves with fear. The Stoics understood this all too well. They taught us to anchor our focus in the present, because the present is where we have the power to act. Take decision-making, for instance. When we dwell on a failed project from months ago, we carry its weight into our current decisions. We hesitate, second-guessing ourselves as if we're doomed to repeat the same mistake. But this is an illusion. The past cannot dictate the present unless we allow it to. Instead, we must treat past failures as lessons, not burdens. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Then take that wisdom and use it to guide your next step. Similarly, worrying about the future is like chasing shadows. While planning is wise, obsessing over outcomes beyond your control is not. Imagine you're about to present a major project at work. You've prepared thoroughly, yet fear creeps in. What if they don't like it? What if I fail? The Stoic response is clear. Focus on what you can do now. You can refine your presentation, practice your delivery, and ensure you're ready. The rest, how others respond, is outside your control. By staying present, you free yourself from the anxiety of what if and show up as your best self. Living in the present requires discipline, but it offers profound rewards. It clears the mental fog caused by regret and worry, allowing us to see reality as it is, not as we imagine it to be. When we focus on the here and now, our decisions become sharper and more intentional. We respond to challenges with clarity, not with the weight of old emotions or imagined fears. So, how do you start living in the present? Begin with small practices. When you notice yourself spiraling into regret or anxiety, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? Let go of the past. What's done cannot be changed. Release the future. It hasn't yet arrived. Focus on the next action you can take in this moment, however small. Another powerful practice is gratitude. Reflect on what you have here and now. When my headset situation unfolded, I realized how little I needed it to feel content. I already had everything I required to live well. My work, my relationships, my health. Gratitude shifts your perspective, pulling your mind back into the present and reminding you of what truly matters. Ultimately, living in the present means accepting life as it is. It means responding with clarity, not reacting from emotion. The more you practice this Stoic principle, the stronger you become. You learn to let go of the unchangeable and focus your energy where it counts. Right here, right now. The past holds lessons, not chains. The future holds possibilities, not certainties. And the present? The present holds everything you need to live fully, decide wisely, and find peace. By anchoring yourself in the now, you reclaim control of your life, one moment at a time. 5. Accept the outcome. Learn and move on. Life doesn't always go as planned. You can prepare, strategize, and execute perfectly, yet still fall short of your goals. It's a truth we all face. The Stoics understood this well. They taught that while we can control our actions, the outcomes remain outside our grasp. Accepting this reality frees us from frustration and regret. It allows us to focus on what matters, learning, growing, and moving forward. Imagine a project you poured your heart into, a business idea, a creative endeavor, or a critical presentation. You gave it everything, time, energy, and passion. But despite your best efforts, it didn't succeed. Maybe the market didn't respond. Maybe unexpected challenges derail your plans. At first, emotions flood in. Frustration, disappointment, and self-doubt cloud your mind. You ask, what could I have done differently? Did I fail? This is where Stoicism steps in. The Stoics teach us that failure is not the end, it's a teacher. You cannot control how others respond to your work. You cannot control every twist of fate. What you can control is how you respond to the outcome. Do you dwell on what went wrong, or do you learn, adapt, and move forward with strength? Acceptance doesn't mean apathy. It doesn't mean giving up or lowering your standards. To accept the outcome is to recognize reality for what it is, without judgment. It's about seeing the situation clearly and refusing to let it consume your peace. Acceptance is the gateway to growth. When you stop fighting the past, you open yourself to the future. The first step is to shift your perspective. Instead of labeling an outcome as a failure, view it as a lesson. What did the experience teach you? Did it reveal areas where you can improve? Did it uncover strengths you didn't know you had? Every setback contains a seed of wisdom if you're willing to look for it. For example, let's say a project at work fell short of expectations. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and why. Maybe your communication could have been clearer. Perhaps the timing wasn't right, or the strategy needed adjustment. This reflection isn't about assigning blame. It's about extracting value from the experience. Next, take action. Use what you've learned to move forward. Growth doesn't happen by dwelling on the past. It happens when you apply its lessons to future efforts. The Stoics remind us that setbacks are temporary. What matters is how we respond. If you've stumbled, get back up. If you've failed, try again with a wiser approach. This perseverance, rooted in resilience, is the mark of a strong mind. Emotional control is essential here. When outcomes don't align with our hopes, emotions often take over. Frustration can turn into anger. Disappointment can become self-pity. But remember, emotions are natural, yet they don't define us. The Stoic approach is to acknowledge these feelings, let them pass, and focus on what's next. Ask yourself, what can I do now? What's the next step? This question shifts your energy from regret to action, from feeling stuck to moving forward. Finally, embrace the power of release. Holding on to regret or frustration is like carrying unnecessary weight. It slows you down. By accepting the outcome, you lighten that load. You make peace with the past and reclaim your focus for the future. The Stoics believed that true freedom lies in this release. When you let go of what you cannot change, you create space for what you can build next. This principle applies to all areas of life: career, relationships, health, and personal growth. If you didn't get the job you wanted, reflect on what you can improve and move on. If a relationship didn't work out, accept that it wasn't meant to be and focus on becoming a better version of yourself. If a personal goal fell short, learn from the experience and set your sights on the next milestone. Stoicism teaches us to face reality with courage and grace. Life will throw challenges our way. Outcomes will sometimes disappoint us. But when we accept what has happened, learn from it, and move forward, we turn obstacles into opportunities. Each time we do this, we become stronger, wiser, and more at peace with ourselves. Remember, your worth is not defined by one outcome. You are not your failures, nor are you your successes. You are the sum of your efforts, your lessons, and your resilience. Accept the outcome, learn from it, then take the next step forward with clarity and purpose. That's how you build a life of meaning, one decision at a time. 6. Practice the 4 virtues. Build an ethical foundation for decisions. In moments of doubt, stress, or conflict, our decisions often reveal who we truly are. When emotions run high or pressures mount, how do you know you're making the right choice? For the Stoics, the answer lies in living by the 4 virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These timeless principles form a strong ethical foundation, guiding us toward choices that are not only rational but also deeply aligned with our values. Let's break this down. Wisdom is the ability to see clearly, judge fairly, and act thoughtfully. It allows us to distinguish between what matters and what does not, separating emotion from reality. Justice is fairness, treating others with respect and ensuring our actions do not harm. It pushes us to consider the greater good, not just personal gain. Courage is strength in adversity, the willingness to stand firm in what's right, even when it's uncomfortable. Finally, temperance is balance and self-control, helping us avoid excess and act with moderation. Together, these virtues ensure our decisions are rooted in reason, integrity, and purpose. They give us clarity when we're pulled in different directions, and strength when the easiest choice is not the best one. Take a difficult situation. Imagine you're a manager at work, and a team member isn't meeting expectations. You've tried to help, but their performance continues to affect the group. Now you face a tough decision. Should you let them go? Emotionally, you might feel guilt, hesitation, or even frustration. This is where the 4 virtues become your guide. Wisdom urges you to look at the situation objectively. What are the facts? Has this person had enough support? How is their performance impacting the team's goals? By stepping back and analyzing reality, you strip away bias and emotion. Justice reminds you to treat this individual fairly. Have you given them clear expectations? Have you explored other options, like additional training or mentorship? Justice ensures your decision considers not only what's best for the company, but also respects the person's dignity. Here's where courage comes in. Letting someone go is never easy. It may lead to difficult conversations, backlash, or discomfort. But if it's the right choice for the team and the company, Stoicism teaches us to face it with strength. Courage is doing what's necessary, not what's comfortable. Finally, temperance keeps the decision balanced. It prevents us from acting in frustration or haste. Temperance ensures that you deliver the news calmly, respectfully, and with compassion. You remain firm but kind, embodying the balance that Stoicism values. This framework doesn't just apply to work. In any difficult decision, ending a toxic relationship, speaking up when something feels wrong, or choosing between personal comfort and long-term growth, the 4 virtues provide a steady foundation. The lesson here is clear. Decisions rooted in the 4 virtues are decisions you can live with. When you act with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, you eliminate regret. Even if the outcome is imperfect, you know you acted with integrity. To integrate these virtues into your daily life, start small. When faced with a challenge, pause and ask yourself, is this wise? Am I thinking clearly? Or am I letting emotions cloud my judgment? Is this just? Am I treating others fairly and with respect? Is this courageous? Am I willing to do what's right, even if it's hard? Is this temperate? Am I acting with balance and self-control? These questions create clarity. They strip away confusion and push you toward decisions that reflect your values. Over time, practicing the four virtues strengthens your character. You become more resilient, less swayed by fleeting emotions, and more aligned with who you truly want to be. In a world filled with moral ambiguity and external pressures, the four virtues offer clarity and peace. They remind us that true strength comes not from avoiding hard decisions, but from making them wisely and ethically. By choosing wisdom over impulse, justice over self-interest, courage over fear, and balance over excess, we build lives that are both purposeful and fulfilling. When you encounter a difficult choice, let these virtues be your compass. The path may not always be easy, but it will always be right. And when you act with integrity, you find the kind of peace that no external outcome can take away. That is the essence of Stoicism. Building a life rooted in values, guided by reason, and strengthened by the unshakable foundation of the four virtues. Every day, life presents us with choices, moments where we must decide who we are and how we will respond. From mastering the circle of control to building decisions on the foundation of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, Stoicism offers us tools to transform how we think, act, and grow. When we control negative emotions, focus on the present moment, and accept outcomes with grace, we build resilience and clarity. These are not abstract ideas. They are practical lessons meant to be lived. The journey to becoming more intentional, rational, and peaceful begins with small steps. The key lies in daily practice. Pause before making decisions. Ask yourself, what can I control? Reflect on your emotions, but don't let them lead you astray. Commit to building habits of perseverance, emotional control, and inner peace. With time, these Stoic principles become second nature, helping you navigate life's challenges with strength and calm. Imagine living each day with a greater purpose, where setbacks don't define you, where fleeting emotions don't derail your choices, and where every action aligns with your values. That life is possible when you embrace the wisdom of Stoicism. Start today. Reflect on the lessons shared here and find one small way to apply them in your life. Whether it's choosing reason over impulse, accepting what you cannot change, or focusing on what truly matters, these practices will reshape your perspective and empower you to lead a more fulfilling life. If you found value in this video, like and subscribe to Stoic Narratives Official for more transformative insights. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What decisions have tested you, and how do you plan to apply these Stoic lessons to your own life? Your story might inspire others on their journey toward resilience and clarity. Until next time, remember, practice Stoicism, live with purpose, and embrace the path to inner peace.